I mean, what was that, 2 seconds? We're already in the game.
Remember when we used to bend them corners out the surface? Knowledge is my purpose. Big booty worship. Gotta searching for good in paradise. Bad hand dealt, I chance with a paradise. What goes around comes around twice over. What don't kill you will make you stronger.
Boom. That would have been like 6 plugins right there. What's up, guys? This is Preston Reid. Some call me Prizzie. I'm a mix engineer here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've worked with such artists as Muni Long, Kanye West, Omalay, Vito, most recently Usher. And today we're going to do a deep dive of a plugin I'm excited to share and show you, which is called Silk Vocal. It's a smart, adaptive EQ and compressor. It will just tighten up your vocal and put it to a space that is super usable, super workable, and most importantly, it sounds great. This is something I've been using pretty much every day. What it's done for me is it saved a ton of time. So before I would have 8 things in my vocal chain that got me from A to B, I eliminated at least half of those plugins. The cool thing about it is that it does it in an adaptive way. It's learning as you go along. Okay, so let's go over all the parameters. Right here, of course, we have the algorithm between male and female. Down here, we have dynamic suppressor, 20 hertz to 300 hertz, the mid-range and the high range. Now, the cool thing with the mid-range is the fact that if we bring these in, this targets everything in here, which leaves all of this untouched. So if you have a problematic frequency, maybe, let's say 3 to 4K, we can just target that specifically. This high end, it works as a very, very adaptive de-esser. Now, you have the bell that attacks the harmonics of the sibilants in the frequency spectrum. And you have a shelf, of course, suppresses everything in the treble range. You also have these little headphone buttons, which you can listen to the specific frequency range that's being affected. And this is the delta button. You can actually hear exactly what's being removed, so you can be extremely accurate on what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. I love this compressor section because it reminds me of the famous RVox, whereas you pull this knob down and the vocal just, it's in your face. Very simple, very clean, but very effective. You have this feature, which is essentially a level match. I get to control the vocal, compress it, bring it to attention, and not have to worry about regain staging, rebalancing, or anything like that. To me, that's worth the price of admission right there. Now, for our advanced users, we have even more control. We have the high pass filter, which starts at 60 hertz. The speed is the attack and release of the smart EQ. You have the precision. This is the Q of the bands that are being reduced. Now with this makeup part, I would look at it as making up for energy. So when you turn something all the way up, it feels a certain way. When you start suppressing frequencies and bringing things down, you lose some of that energy. So you click on this bad boy and you back up and running. It feels the same, but it sounds way better and it won't hurt your ears. You also have the traditional gate. And then of course, you have the almighty mix knob. So whatever you do, you can dial in the world's greatest vocal, and the person behind you in the back of the room says, put it how it was. You can now meet them in the middle. Okay, so this is a song by Mari. The song is called Higher. The performance is obviously there, but because it's dynamic, it's a little all over the place. So we want to control that while keeping the vibe and the feel of the record. So let's just get right into it.
Remember when we used to bend them corners out the surface? Knowledge is my purpose. Big booty worship. Gotta searching for good in paradise. Bad hand dealt, I chance with a paradise. What goes around comes around twice over. What don't kill you will make you stronger. Pray for the weak, for they pray on the weak now. Barrel to your beak. Life is a revolver. Be my witness. 20/20 vision. 40/40 listening. Gotta searching for good in paradise. Bad hand dealt, I chance with a paradise. What goes around comes around twice over. What don't kill you will make you stronger. Pray for the weak, for they pray on the weak now. Barrel to your beak. Life is a revolver.
I mean, like I said, that was 2 seconds. This would have been at least 3 different plugins doing this. And we didn't even get into the advanced section. I love this visual part to where you can see what it's attenuating. And not only that, depending on your room, if you're using headphones, things like that, you could really put the vocal under a magnifying glass and highlight specific bands and really understand what you're hearing.
In paradise, bad hand dealt. Comes around twice over. What don't kill you will make you stronger.
I don't want to get rid of the energy. I just don't want it to be as sharp. So when you smooth it out, you can turn this song way up. You can turn his vocals way up to make it sit in front of the mix, and it's not overwhelming. It's not too harsh. Okay, so in the last case, we're using this in the verse, and this is just to prep the vocal, like a lead vocal, very traditional rap or melodic rapping type of vocal, so that then down the line we can add even more stuff, but it's already controlled and sounding good. In the next case, let's do the opposite. So instead, silk vocal would sit last in the chain. We have kind of a affected vocal that is already pushed. It's already wide and doing this chorusy thing. So instead of doing it from the very start, I want to control it at the very end. So that way, that gives me freedom to push the vocal outside of the speaker to do this crazy effect. So you're going to notice this is going to just sit with the track and gel a little better because, I mean, it's the top end, man. The top end is where the money's at.
You can't hide from the all-seeing eye. They will come like a thief in the night. Oh, better run for your life. Weep and beg and do for your life. Oh, shine your light up, shine your light. Shine your light up, shine your light.
Cool. So for this next song, we have a female vocalist. Her name is Anna Field. The song is called Roses. Amazing song. She sounds great. With this recording, I feel like I want to do multiple things. I want to control some of the boominess in her voice or the way it was recorded, and it's a little sibilant. And I just want to bring in everything tonally and make it all cohesive so we can focus on the song and the vibe.
I live my life, satisfied, taking it day by day. All on the line, passing by, sorted out on the way. How when it comes to utilizing time, I can't seem to get it straight. If we all could do the right thing, if the world wasn't so enticing, if we all could agree with Reid, there'd be roses for the righteous.
I don't have to do a bunch of crazy EQ moves or crazy dynamic automations and things like that in every section. In this case, it's catching this in an adaptive, smart way. And to be honest, I want to do more because I'm an engineer. I want to push a bunch of buttons, but it's kind of that simple. You bring this up, you move these knobs until it starts to feel good, and then after that, you compress. And if you absolutely have to, you dial it back a little bit. But in this case, man, we're already on the money. In addition to the silk vocal we've been using, there's also a live version. Now, the regular silk vocal is linear phase, but this live version is minimum phase, real time, so it's much faster. You can actually track through it. I copied the settings. It sounds pretty much identical to me, to my ears. Okay, so that about sums it up. This is Wave's silk vocal. I think with producers and writers, getting the right moments and capturing the magic is everything. That could be in an Airbnb, that could be in your apartment. The cool thing about Silk is you take care of the performance and Silk will take care of the rest. That's the beauty of it. This plugin it's gonna be in a lot of people's toolbox.